Hello everybody, I'm Nate and welcome to my channel. Today I have a review for you. This one is from YoYo Workshop. Again, I reviewed their comeback yo-yo about a month ago, something like that. They're redacted, and that was off of a previous design that didn't work out for them. And then they kind of closed shop, but they're reopening, and so this is their second yo-yo after their reopen. So pretty cool, and they're gathering a team back together, and they're trying to create a brand again, and here they are. This is the Capstan 2022, all right? And let's talk about the Capstan 22, all right? So as you can probably guess from the name of Capstan 2022, this was based off of a previous model they did actually release. Now, I never actually played this one. I played a number of YoYo Workshop yo-yos while they were popular a few years back, whenever they were actually fully running. But I did not play the Capstan, and it looked really good to me. I just never had an opportunity to do so. So this is the updated version of that, and with modern sort of what have you. The original one, I do remember, because I've seen pictures of it, and I'll show a picture of it right here, so just to kind of have a visual comparison. So it did have side effects in it in the original one, and it also had a C size bearing, all that stuff. So this one has a D bearing first off, which is pretty exciting. I really like D bearing yo-yos. I'm kind of a sucker for them, yeah. But then also doesn't have side effects, and it's more narrow from what I can tell, obviously from just the pictures here, but it's a little bit more slimline. I would not say it's a slimline yo-yo, but it is slimmer, all right? So it's kind of a nice in between. I did mention, I talked to them, and they said, hey, we'll send you the whole package and everything. I said, hey, all right, I'll share the box. I normally don't do this, but I made a promise, and I don't break my promise, but this will tell you that the one I'm reviewing today is a prototype, and it's one of 13, which I thought was pretty cool of them to send me that. So this is a review unit that'll be just going out to reviewers, and so if you're seeing this, you might see another couple of reviewers also reviewing this, and I'll say review one more time because we're doing a review. All right. Anyways, but yeah, stamps all around. So it has the Capstan 2022 logo. It says refined and reimagined for 2022. All right, so yeah, there's the logo there. Really nice. I always like the art from them, and I appreciated that back whenever they, when they were running, and now that they're kind of revamped, it's cool to see their art. Let's get into the Capstan 2022. I will say this, I've played this for a while now, and obviously I haven't played the original one, but just based on the changes that happened with this one, I'm almost surprised that they didn't just go with a completely different name. I will say that. Like, I feel like it obviously has some reminiscence, especially in like the actual like profile of it and so on. But once you kind of take away everything else, it is a really different yo-yo. Now, I don't know how much it plays similarly than the first version of the Capstan, but I can't imagine it playing very similar at all, actually, just because of the width of it and the D bearing, and maybe that probably messes with the weight distribution and the feel on the string. I could be wrong. So I'd be curious if you've played the Capstan and you still have one and you order this yo-yo or are planning to, can you give me some feedback maybe in the comments of like what that played like? Because this one plays a little bit nimble and kind of on the lighter side of things, and it's just a nice kind of all around just nice throw, but we'll talk about that more obviously on the string. So, but let's talk about the design. I do like the look of this quite a bit. It's just got a really nice organic-y but like slimmer profile, right? It's gonna fit in the pocket fairly nice, right? But not like, it's not gonna be slimline, right? Like I said, but it's slimmer, and it does kind of angle up ever so slightly in the gap there. So it doesn't have like a high wall necessarily, but it's a little bit more of a laid back organic design than something that's really a, very much performance focused design. So it's going to be a comfortable yo-yo. It's going to be a good everyday carry kind of throw as well. Something that's got a smaller profile as well. The hub's on there, like, so it doesn't have the side effects like it did, but I like the design there. Really nice and just kind of clean. You know, the way that the hub, like the IRG sort of space in there is designed, you could almost put like an O-ring in there, right? That I'm not sure what size that would take probably, but yeah, it almost feels like you could fit one in there to add more weight. It has kind of a nice little cut and canal there. It kind of reminds me of a lot of yo-yos that would have taken an O-ring there to kind of add weight to it. That's going to be it for in the hand. Let's go and actually play it, see how it plays on the string. All right. Welcome back to the on the string section with the Capstan 22 from YoYo Workshop. All right. So I mentioned in the hand section, this is a prototype, you know, so I'm not certain what all that they will actually be fixing or rather adapting, you know. But I will say I really enjoy it. Actually, it doesn't necessarily play like a prototype. I would say maybe the only thing I could maybe like recommend is just a little bit more rim weight, but nothing crazy. Just to kind of give it a little bit, you know, more punch. Because I feel like, I don't know, when you have a prototype, you just have that opportunity to kind of just make any even micro adjustments to kind of give any improvement. But I really like it. I think I would purchase this yo-yo as is. And so, I mean, that's saying something, right? Most prototypes, you know, it's almost always like you just pick it up and you're like, okay, this is what we're looking for, but there's just something that we want to change, right? It's very rare that you can just pick it up and be like, that's it, that's the one. But yeah, I would like this as is. It is very smooth as well for a prototype, so that's really nice. Like I said, it's a D bearing, and I really like that for this yo-yo, for this design. I think it's very fitting. I don't think a D bearing fits every design, but this kind of just gives it a little bit more of that pickup from out of the gate, a little bit more, like I've said. I'll use other cliches with that too to help make sense, but with a more, I don't know, just a more laid back yo-yo, or a more, you know, just a yo-yo that's doesn't have a ton of rim weight necessarily to it, so it's lighter or things like that. Like, I feel like a D bearing works really well for that and just gives it a little bit more power. Concave D bearing as well, so that really helps as far as keeping it stable. I'm not really finding it difficult to keep this stable at all, but it is slimline, so it has a little bit more of that feel. But yeah, it's pretty stable as far as that's concerned. It really does well for regens as well. That shape is really nice for that. I feel like regens are really controlled. As far as like finger spins, it'll do okay, but it kind of, yeah, it bounces around a little bit too much. There's not a ton of space in there, so this would not be the yo-yo I would probably gravitate towards. As far as like the IRG, yeah, it's easy, but it is kind of an odd placement. It's not like right on the outside. It's a little bit stepped in, not necessarily mid like section, but it's a little bit more stepped in. So, but it's easy to hit. So. As I said, in the hand section, like, I feel like you could probably almost put an O-ring in between that, in that gap there. I wonder if that would fit, and if you really wanted to add a little bit more rim weight, you probably could. I really like the feel on the string with this. It is a little bit more zippy. I feel like it's a little bit lighter and just kind of, I don't know, it has that laid back, you know, just everyday carry kind of feel. Like, I could feel like I could play this for a while and just not really get bored with it. And I also wouldn't feel like I'd need to just push it, you know what I mean? It's a nice feel on the hand, on the string rather. I'm sorry about all the pops of light. You know, it's the worst time of day to film, but this is sometimes what we get, all right? And so, you know, sun's going down kinda, and it's catching through the trees. So sorry about that. I know it's a little distracting, but thanks for bearing with me. All right. I've been messing with this a lot lately, like probably like for like a month, like just this kind of interesting like mounts here. Not sure what to do with all of that always, but it's just kind of fun. I've just been messing with that. Anyways, but yeah, the Capstan 2022, I really like it. I like the fact that they're immediately putting out a new yo-yo, right? So, I mean, it seemed like a comeback from the Redacted, obviously, but, you know, it was also, you know, basically a re-release of their previous design. And it's not they reworked it, right? But it was pretty much the same. I like that they completely reworked this yo-yo. Like, it's a complete overhaul. But as I mentioned in the hand section, I almost feel like it deserves almost its own name. So, I mean, I could be off base there, right? And I'm sure they have their reasons, but from just the look of the original, right, and this one, they have so many differences. I feel like this could have been tied in, be like, oh, it was influenced by the original one, but this is a whole new design. So I do like it, I really do, and I'm excited to see what maybe changes they might have, if any at all. But I like the feel of it in general, so that's what you're probably going to get whenever it goes to retail and goes into production. So that's going to be my review of the Capstan 2022 from YoYo Workshop. And until the next one, later.